Hello. I have not started Rhythm of War yet, but I am running to the library to go see my friend. We worked together before I left and she transferred to a new location that I have not visited before. So we're gonna go say hi to her for a little bit. I'll take you along. I'm also using my new beautiful water bottle that my friend Sydney sent me. Sydney, I don't think you'll be watching this yet, but thank you. I love it. It's so pretty. So yes, we're gonna go do this for a little bit, hang out, probably get a coffee, and I'll let you know when I actually make real book progress. Wow, I just totally did not tell you what we were doing, did I? So welcome back to my channel. This is my Rhythm of War vlog. If you're here, hopefully you've seen my other vlogs reading this from my archives for the first time. I will link the playlist down below. That's basically it. I'm going to give you a lot of spoilers because I can't talk about these books now without talking about so many things that happened before. So just a heads up. So that's where we're at. Now you're caught up. Let's go. Hi friends, it is the last day of Chaos-October. It's October 31st. It is Halloween. Can't believe we're here. Kind of sad about it, if I'm 100% honest. But this is the last day that I am expected to only read Brandon Sanderson. So I will be continuing to make some way through Rhythm of War. I'm not going to finish it. I'm this far in. But we're just going to see how far we can go. I am already loving this, even though I'm this far in. There's something about the acknowledgements and the first perspective we got. I just love Navani so much that this is just really connecting with me, and I look forward to getting away in more, and I'll keep you updated when anything happens. Hi friends, I haven't updated you in a while, but I need to get this vlog under control. I need to be reading. I have hit such a slump, not because of this book, but because of some other things that I had to read for work and whatnot, as well as like some life things that I think I've mentioned, if not here, then in some of my other content. But I am just not making the progress on this that I need to be doing. I did read a little bit though. I am up to page 130 now, which is at least further than where I was at. Really, there isn't that much to talk about quite yet. I mean, a lot of our characters are just dealing with the fallout and the aftermath of, what was the last book? Words of Radiance or Oathbringer? I think Oathbringer was last. But a lot of it is, like, Kaladin is trying to covertly discover some more information about the fused ones, and he's kind of like fighting them. We do see him facing his depression. He's not really confronting the fact that it's coming back yet, but those around him are really noticing how he's kind of running on fumes right now, and he is struggling to bounce back between fights more than he did before. So while he's dealing with that, we also, on the other hand, have Shalyn, who is like full dissociative identity, dealing with several different trauma responses going on. I do appreciate that in the introduction to this book, Brandon Sanderson did mention that he had like a DID expert kind of at least be a reference point for him in this, where he could do it respectfully and not have it be just, you know, honestly just disrespectful. Like he just was intentional with his representation, and I appreciate that. And I can tell because even the characters around Shalyn aren't treating her like she's broken. They're just treating her the way that she needs, and they are obviously wanting to help her. And I think that there's a lot of conversation that I don't really want to go down just the realm of DID in this in this vlog, but you know, there's the sense of how do you help the person come back to at least relying on themselves more, like the one that is their primary identity. So that's happening. I really like the way it's represented, but between those two, it's just kind of sad right now. There's not really anything perking me up. We're seeing some new technology. We're getting information that maybe that technology is a little more barbaric than our main characters are realizing. Like using Spren in Fabrials, maybe not the kindest thing to do. So I'm going to keep reading. I do have book club tonight. I would like to actually get this vlog out next week. It is Tuesday now. If I try and hustle, I really want to get this out by next Tuesday. And to do that, I basically have to read nothing else, which isn't that bad of a deal because I don't really have anything that is time crunching before then. So I'm gonna hop to it. Hi friends, I just want to jump in because I've actually been making a little bit of progress, finally. I am about another 100 pages in, and things are starting to go down. I'm reading this at the same time I'm reading Ship of Destiny, and I was kind of like leaning towards Ship of Destiny more, and that was surprising me. I just found myself drawn to that story more. Not that they have to be compared. They're individual, very different stories. But now that we've hit a certain part in this story, I'm like, oh, I don't want to put this down again. Literally each book, every time I pick it up, I'm like, I don't want to put it down. But in this one now, we know that Kaladin is being released from duty. Dalinar has told him he must now sit out from the battlefield. And Kaladin is not... He actually is kind of handling it pretty well in terms of understanding Dalinar and objectively understanding that he is not doing well. But emotionally, he's upset and he's not actually dealing with what's going on. Not that I really, like, fault him for that, because it just seems like, I mean, this poor man is just traumatized from the things that he has witnessed and done on the battlefield. And how do you start healing from that? And can you heal from that? So that's a lot going on with him. That's keeping me engaged. We also just met and had this really important chapter about the Fused and the Nine. And we met some new higher up Fused characters that are ruthless. And they want to go kill the humans right now. So now we are preparing for another invasion. The humans don't know about it yet. And I'm anxious. I look forward to keep reading. I really, really like Venli. Her story is so interesting from book one, to see her go from this person that's so convinced that she needs to bring about this desolation to now kind of, I don't want to say regretting it. Maybe she is. I don't know for sure. But after the death of her sister, because of everything and kind of at her own hands, she's now kind of struggling with the fact that she doesn't want her people dealing with the Fused either. She's like, the humans are terrible, but the Fused are also terrible. We want to be our own people. So that's where I'm at. I'm definitely not going to stop reading because it is the day before Thanksgiving now. So I have plenty of time to do nothing for like 2 days. I do work Black Friday, but it's a pretty good shift. It's in the morning, it ends around 2. And then I'm off for the weekend again. So I'll probably take you along with us. We are going to go to like a vendor's market on Saturday. That's not happening yet though, obviously, so I'm gonna take a step back. And this audiobook has kind of been slapping, so I think it'll be my cooking buddy. But I'm gonna go right now, have some lunch, and I'll check in at some point soon. Hi friends, it's Black Friday. I just got home from work. Tomorrow we're gonna go to some small businesses for Small Business Saturday, so I'll probably take you along with us. But I wanted to jump in because I'm cracking along in this. I am officially 30% of the way in. I'm on chapter 25, and I'm really, really enjoying it still. Kaladin has officially stepped away from battle, and he is working with his father again. The scene where he showed them the living quarters he set aside for them got me so emotional. And seeing how Liren was like, you're finally going to stop fighting, and you're going to be a surgeon like I always wanted. And Kaladin's like, you're right. I guess that's what I was avoiding that I do need to be doing. So he's back to doing that. We just found out that Teft is going to also step away from battle, and he's like going to stay with Kaladin. And I think Kaladin kind of needs that, a friend. Overall, I'm still really, really hooked. Adolin, Shalyn, and everybody are in Shadesmar. I don't really know what they're doing, to be honest. It might have told me, but I don't really know. I just know that they're there, and I'm going to see what happens. That's it. There's not much else to update you with other than that I am still enjoying it, and I'm working my way through. I'm happy about how quickly it's reading. So I'm going to go see how much more I can finish today before we go shopping tomorrow.
Wow.
We're in line at Eliano's. We are caffeinating, and then we're going to our first small business vendor market of the day, because there's going to be at least 2, and then some other maybe small stores. So I'll bring you along. Hi friends, I'm doing reading sprints with Lizzie right now, and a couple of our friends are in the chat. And I just wanted to jump in because I'm officially, I think, about 45% of the way through Rhythm of War. I am into it still. I wouldn't say there's like a ton I need to update you about, other than last we saw Adolin, they were sacrificing themselves to those people they were finding in Shadesmar, and he's being imprisoned, and he's like, you can't judge my honor based on my ancestors. You have to judge it based on me. And then they like arrested him, so we're gonna see where that goes, but we haven't been in that point of view for quite a while. The other big thing is that the tower has been infiltrated. It has been sieged, I guess you could say, and Navani has just surrendered herself, and the Ancient One that is there offered her a job as an engineer, and Navani, though, has been working with the sibling to restore power as much as they could to the tower, or at least to avoid them from taking more until Dalinar can return. So that's what's going on. That's it. Sprints are fun. I'm making some progress, and I'll be back. I just wanted to jump in because it's a couple hours later. Lizzie and I are still going strong. We've been doing it for 3 hours and 56 minutes. And I am officially over halfway, so I am chugging along. Still not much to update with. These books are just so big. And Ruby and I were talking about it the other day in one of our chats about the books. Not these ones, but just books in general. And we just kind of brought up that, like, books can be so hard to really see how you feel, because you just feel everything in the time it takes you to finish the book. Like, there's moments where I'm bored, there's moments where I'm excited, there's moments that are amazing, and then there's just as many moments that are world building and blah blah blah. So I do think overall I'm enjoying this one a little more than the ones before, which is good. I did enjoy those as well, and objectively these are just works of art, so I'm going to love them. I do kind of wish I could pick something else up for a little bit, but you know, I definitely could. Like, books are books. I don't need to be doing all of these things, but I want to get this video out before Wind and Truth. So those are my ramblings. These are just thoughts I've been having. I'll be back. I feel like the theme song for this book is just secret tunnel, secret tunnel. That's all that's happening. A lot of those. Hello. It is like 8:30, I think now, on Sunday night. I am 61% of the way in, so I'm on page 838 of my copy. And I just wanted to jump in because, most of this story, I was kind of feeling interested, but not really hooked. I had said how I was kind of thinking about how there were parts that are going to drag more and then it's going to get more exciting. I'm in the more exciting part. Like, the last 10% that I've read has really upped it in terms of what's going on and my general intrigue in it. The whole invasion occupation of the tower and the Ancient One that is wanting to work with Navani to unlock more secrets of the science and the lights and how they work is so interesting. And her also working with Kaladin to try and save everybody still is just really having me hooked. I can't believe I feel like we haven't seen Shallan and everybody in forever, and I want to know what's going on. So I'm trying not to get, there's not much time left. I need to know what's happening with all these people and how these plots are going to start wrapping up. I know I still have a lot left, but for how much is going on, it's not enough for all the answers I want yet, so I'm stressed out. Luckily, the newest one, Wind and Truth, comes out in literally 5 days. I've been seeing the countdown. So whereas everybody else had to wait for a longer time for more information, I should be able to jump into the last one. Maybe not immediately, but as soon as I get a hand on a copy. So I'm having a good time. There's still so much that can happen. I wonder if I'm gonna cry. I'm hooked. I forgot to mention also Relaine and how he is really stressing me out. Also because I just want good things for him, and he has just run into Venli, and Venli and him know each other from before everything. She's also trying to somehow make amends and create a life for herself after accidentally unleashing all this chaos, and I want Relaine to get the satisfaction of being a Radiant so badly, especially with Venli also being a Radiant. I just want these things to happen, and I want Kaladin to reach full radiantness, because it's just so sad for him how he finally stepped back for his mental health and for those good things, and he was making a difference, and then there's an occupation, and he's the only one, so again, he's the only one left who can solve things. Brandon Sanderson, he's so good at making these, I don't want to say they're not unique, because how things happen is extremely unique, but just the general concepts of him having to be the only one there who can really help. Brandon Sanderson just makes it not cheesy in a way that works, in my opinion. So it makes me not want to stop reading. Hi friends, it's the end of the vlog, which of course means I'm going to look like a sock the entire time. I'm not quite done yet. We're gonna go through the rest of today, but I plan to finish today. And I'm going to look like this, kind of like I did yesterday, but worse, because today's laundry day, chore day. This is Monday, and that's usually my day home while the boys are at work. So this is the day that I try to make our lives livable again. I did yesterday manage to get to 72%, which I think is pretty incredible for one hard day's work. So I think I'm pretty confident I could finish this. I do think it's going to take a while, and I am going to need to be committed. But luckily, a lot of the chores I'm going to do are laundry, so I can listen and fold and follow along, or plan out my planner, so that's kind of easy to do with this. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be doing anything too difficult, but just the straightening up, surface level cleaning today. So that's my plan. I don't really have anything else to update you with. There's a lot of more flashbacks in this book, I feel like. Well, I guess I shouldn't say more. The flashbacks are just quite different than the ones in the other books. The other books all have flashbacks, but they just felt a little different. This, you're getting a lot more information on the singers and their story. So it still feels like flashbacks, but it also feels like entirely new information. So those are, I wouldn't say like I don't like them. They're just a little discombobulating when they pop up. So I'm going to keep reading, and I'll let you know when I make probably like a good another 10% progress, or if something crazy happens before then. Hi, it is later. I have successfully been doing the chores that I wanted to do. So that's good. I'm doing great. I even started wrapping a couple Christmas presents, and that is my favorite time of year. And I also got another 10% of the way in. So I am on about 85%, chapter 95. Adolin's trial and Maya speaking up and revealing that the original Radiant Spren, like the ones that were with the Nice Radiants, like they sacrificed themselves, like they made an agreement to change. I mean, we don't know much from Maya yet because she's only now starting to speak, but we know that it was at least a decision to stop. They just didn't know necessarily that they would die, but they knew there would be pain. And just the fact that that was the reveal, and maybe Adolin is not going to be charged with all of the crimes of his ancestors. I mean, he could still, but I'm hoping not. I assume that's not the way it should go. I'm hooked. I really don't even want to say much more because I'm hooked. Teft woke up. Teft. I'm so happy. And when he was so scared that he had relapsed, and he was like, I'm gonna face this anyway. You know, I don't know what happened, but if I engaged in my addiction again, that's okay. We're gonna get through it. And then he wakes up and he finds out that he didn't. It just warmed my heart. He was so proud. And then it was funny that he was so proud. He was like, now I could use a drink. But I think it's just, I'm so obsessed with these characters. Like, hooked in a way I never thought I would be. Never thought I would be. And then Shalyn and the formless persona being actually just like her. There's a lot going on. I don't even know how to cherry pick what to talk about in a book this size. So, Tef stuff and Kaladin's vision of Tien. So, I can officially say that I have finished book 4 of the Stormlight Archives. Ow. And I cannot believe it. Oh me, oh my. I don't even know, gosh, where to begin on my thoughts. Shallan having 2 Spren and that whole situation with Pattern and everything, and then the whole Dalinar contract in 10 days. How did you people deal with not having the next book immediately? Like, I only have to wait 5 days. And you all had to wait, like, 2 years at least? That's too much. That's too difficult. Like, what is going to happen in the next book? And then how is that going to end the arc? And then the whole meeting at the end with Wit and Taravangidium. I'll call him that. The Odium Taravangian hybrid. That whole situation. Did he mess with Wit's memory? Can you do that to Wit? I'm so shook. I don't know how to process anything. I did cry. You saw. I cried. The Tien stuff really got me. So, with that though, I am done. This vlog can be wrapped up. I'm sure I will have many opinions to share in the future as I really digest this story and think about it further. I do have lots of old tabs. And honestly, my biggest takeaway is probably just that I can't wait to reread these books because there's just so much that I didn't get the chance to pick up on simply because it's my first time reading them. I mean, I felt this way since reading the first book, where I just couldn't believe how much information my friend Erin knew beyond these books. So I'm happy I took this journey. I kind of can't believe it's kind of over. I mean, journey before destination. But I am going to probably film a vlog, of course, whenever I get around to Wind and Truth. I don't think I'm going to read it right away, simply because I need to make some decisions on the copy I'm going to read, because I think I mentioned that, like, this hardcover version is the only version that's going to be out from the UK. We're not going to have the paperback for a while. And I like to color code my tabs, so I don't know if I'm going to get the hardcover one. Am I going to want to tab that one? I don't know what I'm going to do yet. It's really not that deep, and I can't think that far ahead. But I can't believe I finished. So I'm going to go wrap up. Final thoughts, I am going to give this one a 4.5 out of 5. That's kind of been my opinion for every single book, because objectively, the creation of these books, the quality of the series, it's a 5-star. It's phenomenal. It's a work of art. I do think they're all too long, but that is just, I mean, there's too much of a good thing. Is that a thing? I don't know if that's a thing for art and for books, but there are just moments when I was just keep consuming information. It's a lot of information to consume. So it's still amazing, phenomenal, 4.5 out of 5. I just think that there's something magical about the original Mistborn trilogy and the length of those books. And while I want every detail of a book fleshed out, I don't necessarily want all that information at once. Not that he does. Like I said, Brandon Sanderson, of all these books that I've learned, he does an amazing job at choosing what's important to tell you about and leaving enough for you to look into and figure out later on. Like, it is such a strange balance that he somehow perfects. But they're still big. It's a lot of world building. It is so much. But I look forward to joining these characters again in the next one. I'm going to go ahead and end this vlog now. Please don't forget to like this video if you've been on this journey with me especially. And I will see you in my next one. And if you're watching this, I will definitely see you in my Wind and Truth one. So I'm going to go process and see how I'm supposed to get back to real life and functioning again. So, bye!